Okay, so in this video, we are going to go ahead and get the video ready to go out on IG. Okay, so we're going to click on new project. We're going to choose our video. This particular video that we're working on is this one. Okay, it should be the right size. Let's check it. So sometimes it's not the right size and we may need to squeeze it and get it to be the right size. So let's just check real quick. All I do is scroll over to aspect ratio. There it is. And click 916 and it is the right size and it's perfect. So we're good to go. All right, now let's just hit play. All right, let me take off my AirPods just in case the sound is a little off. And let's play it again. This is good. All right. So what we need to do here is not really a lot of editing. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this end. The next thing I'm going to do is speed it up just a little bit, just to save time, right? These are the things that you could do really quickly. So I'm going to speed it up to 2. Now it's 45 seconds, which is a great talking head. Perfect. And now I need a header. So I'm going to click on text. That's what I'm looking for. Sometimes you have to, there we go, and hit text. And then we're going to hit add text. And then we're going to look for the template that I want to use. Okay. And so we're just going to scroll through and see which template will be great. You definitely are, if you are going to use a template, I would definitely use the same template all the time. Remember, it's all about repetition. This is how people will start to recognize your brand and remember your brand. So you don't always want to be picking a lot of new elements to add to your photos or your videos. All right. So that's just something to keep in mind. I don't see anything yet that I don't think I'm seeing. I know what I'm looking for, but I'm not seeing it. Let me go under um all right. So what I'm going to do just to save time is I'm going to X out of this and I'm going to go into the video I already edited and save my text so that way it's easier to find. So this is the one that I had already edited. Oh no, it's not. Hold on. This is it. This should be it. There we go. All right. So if there's ever a time that you're in CapCut and you can't find the elements that you're always working with and you want to make sure that you're using the same elements all the time, this is what you can do. So I'm going to go ahead and just click that element right there because that's something that I want to use. Okay. I'm going to go back to edit, right? And then I'm going to look for what element that is because it's going to be highlighted. Okay. So you're just going to see me scroll down. I'm looking to see what's the element that I have chosen here. Still nothing. Still looking. Should be highlighted when we get to it. And that's, of course, if it's under this folder. So we'll look at a couple of folders. I don't think it was this far down. My patience level, I would not even go this far down. So I don't think this is me. So we're going to go and look around a little bit and we're going to find it. So I'm going to go to Pro and see if maybe it's under there. Oops. Let's see if it's under here. There it is. So you see how that box is right there? That means that that's the one that I have chosen. So all you got to do is long press it, and you see it says added to favorites. Now it's in your favorites. So now when we go into that other video, it's going to be perfect. I'm going to also do the same thing here with this, and I don't need to add this to favorite because it's the default typing. So I should be good to go with that. So we shouldn't need anything else, but just to be sure, I'm going to just go through the video real quick and make sure there's nothing else that I did in part 1 and I didn't. Okay, so we're good to go. So now let's go back to our video. I believe the video we're working on is this one, which is 45 seconds. Let's listen. Perfect. And so now this is how you're going to choose from your favorite. So we're going to double tap that to open it up. And then you're going to come right here to where it has this little saved icon. See that? And now everything that you saved is going to be there. So I can just click it because that's the one that I want to use. And now I'm going to put in my text, which is part 2, because this is part 2. Okay. And then I also want to change my color. So you're going to hit on fonts, and then you're going to go over to styles. I just have to do that because that's my way, but styles is where the colors are. And then we are going to make the color, we're going to leave the color white. What we need is the background. So I think it's the background is what we choose. And then scroll over to the color that you're looking for. All right, see. All right, here we go. It's coming. All right, I believe this is my green. Okay, that's my green. And then I'm going to go ahead and just bring it down to the middle and then over to the left. That's how I want it to come out. Okay, so let's look at it real quick. Okay, I want it to stop right at the end of the hook where it says mindset. Right here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that so that way when I bring it over, it can click right into shape like that. See that? So let's look at it now. Perfect. Okay. Now I need to add the second part of my text. Okay. And so I have everything on my phone because just for me to work quicker when I'm doing this. So you'll see what I'm gonna do. But please don't get confused as I'm doing this because you may not, if you're not in my SSB course, you may not be using Notion or you may not have a content planner like what you're gonna see. Please don't get confused. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just come on over to my Notion and I'm going to look for the content that I'm working on, which is part 2. And I'm going to come on over to my hook because that's what I need to go on the screen, which is this right here. So I'm just going to copy what I need to go on the screen. Make sure I got the right one. What I do differently if I had to start again. You know what? I'm going to take this one. It might be the same, but just to be on the safe side. Okay. And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to hit add text. I'm going to paste my text. And then I'm also going to put a little line breaks so that way I can get my text in the middle. Okay. So what I do differently and then I will do a line break. That's perfect. I had to start again while, and then I think still perfect. Okay. And then the next thing we want to do is we just want to give it some style. And I believe that when I did it, it was classic. So I'm going to come to fonts. Um, yeah, fonts and hit system. Brand fonts. No, it's system. Yeah, I think it's system. And then I think it's styles. And this is the one that I used. Or was it this? I don't know. I got to double check. All right, let's go back to that old video really quick because I just want to make sure that I'm keeping the branding the same. So let me go back to the old video really quickly. I believe the old video is 49 seconds. It is. And then let's just see what this is really quick. So right now it looks like this is default template. The font is system. The style is actually on nothing, and the color there is white, so that's good to know. No effects. Okay, we're using a retro typer animation. Okay, just making sure that I know what I'm doing here. All right, so let's go back out. So we're going to come back into the one that we're editing, which is 45 seconds. I'm going to double click on this because I want to make sure I have the right option. So we were using default. Under fonts, it was system. Under styles, it was nothing. Under effects, it was nothing, but it still feels like it's off. So why do I feel like it's off? I think I have an outline. We had retro typer. We definitely had an outline. I don't know why this seems off. I'm gonna use this. All right, we're gonna make it just a bit smaller, and we're going to bring it under here because we want it to type out as the video plays. And then we're gonna drag this all the way to plop in place. And then let's see. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. The last thing I need is my sound effect. To get your sound effect, you're going to come right back. You're going to hit audio, then you're going to hit sounds, and then you're going to look for your effect that you want. And again, because I use them a lot, my favorites are here at the top. What I want is a typing sound, this first one. So I'm just going to hit the plus, and that's going to add the typing sound.